It was 2009 when two prominent Catholic schools in the country, one from the hill capital and the other from the Colombo shores, clashed in the inaugural edition of the Rector's Trophy. The team from Kandy lifted the trophy that year, but ever since it has been the Colombo heavyweights who held on to it tightly. Could this finally be the year the Eagles reclaim the trophy after 16 long years? Or will it be yet another chapter where the Bamba Brigade takes it back home? This is St. Anthony's College taking on St. Peter's College here at the iconic Nittawela Rugby Stadium in Week 2 of the Dialog Schools Rugby League, and all the action is brought to you by Sri Lanka's #1 and most reliable sports channel, ThePapare. What an evening, what a sitting. And the weather doesn't really look good as of now. The maximum temperature being 26 Celsius, minimum being 22 Celsius, wind speed with 24 kilometers per hour. And we are expecting rain here at Nittawela. And Nilhan, a lot at stake at this game. But we hope that the weather gods will stay on our side.
Yeah, for the last 20 minutes or so, the weather gods has been in our side. But it rained heavily in the earlier stages, so that the junior games were called off to have the ground conditions ready for the big Rector's Trophy. So it's an important game for both teams, especially for St. Anthony's after losing out to DSA Nanayak. Very close game. And for St. Peter's, after a win against Anand, they would like to continue that momentum and be a bit more fluent in attack and defense. But all at stake, a big trophy game here at Nittawela.
Absolutely, Nilhan, and these were the highlights from the previous week. Trinity College beating Sri Sumangala 49 points to 15, but that was a close encounter, and this was the game featured here at Nittawela. St. Anthony's narrowly losing to DSA Nanayak, and on the other hand, Royal College beat Thurston comprehensively. They are at the Royal Complex.
Yeah, and in Colombo, Zahira commenced their league with a 56 points to 19 win, and St. Peter's featuring today took the better out of Anand, the newcomers, who gave a good fight for the defending champions, 38-22, and Wesley College thumped Science College Acilis 63 points to 15. And the game of week #1 in the Dialog Schools Rugby League, St. Thomas is winning by a whisk 29-28, and the drawn game here at Nittawela last weekend, the home side with the college drawing with St. Joseph's, and to end the week we had a cracker at Avla Park. The knockout champions were down 14 points to 19, but the last 15 minutes a bit too much for the promoter Mahanam outfit.
Absolutely, and these were the results from the previous week. Quite an exciting start to the Dialog Schools Rugby League. Many close matches. Some of the teams that you expected to lose gave a good fight to the heavyweights, and especially St. Thomas's College versus Kingswood was the game of the week, 29 points to 28. And we also saw a cracker of a game here at Nittawela, where Vidya, the college, drew the game in the dying minutes of the game with St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's were down and out after that draw, and St. Peter's College beat Anand College 38 points to 22. Wesley beat Science 63 to 15. Zahira beat Dharmaraj 56 to 19. Royal beat Thurston 74 to 15, and our featured team, St. Anthony's College, unfortunately lost by 7 points to DSA Nanayak, while Trinity College comprehensively beat Sri Sumangala 49 points to 15.
Yeah, it's good to see the newcomers putting a big fight against the big schools that dominate the schools rugby league. So a lot of action, and this year the knockouts began earlier than the Dialog Schools Rugby League. So looking at the knockouts, it was Isipatana College beating Trinity 12 points to 9 in the dying embers, and Isipatana in the semi-finals had another cracking game against Royal College, and on the other side Trinity had to get a Zahira College victory over them. At halftime it was 12-all, and then Trinity's experience paving off for a victory. So Isipatana coming into this league with some silverware intact, so they will be looking to do the double by winning the Dialog Schools Rugby League. But the defending champions St. Peter's Royal and Trinity also are firm favourites going in to this Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025.
Well, a lot to expect from this second week of Dialog Schools Rugby League. Some interesting matchups, and the match featured in your screens is St. Anthony's College taking on St. Peter's College. And these are the past winners of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. Royal College leading the chart with 23 trophies behind their name. Trinity College with 6 lesser trophies are in the second position with 17 titles. St. Peter's with 16 titles. They went back-to-back, and Isipatana with 16. And St. Thomas's 12, Zahira 4, Kingswood College 3, and St. Anthony's College with 2 titles, and Dharmaraja College with 1 title completes that list.
Especially the teams who are vying for this Dialog Schools Rugby League will try to add one more to that tally. And we'll get a short commercial break, and we will come back with more news and team cards. Stay tuned to the Papare.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය. චර්පි චිප්ස්. රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස. තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද? උදා.
රාමෙන් පාරක් දාමුද?
මෙතන
විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඕනෙම තැනක රාමෙන්.
හඳුන්වා දෙන මෙල්බන් ස්නැකර්ස් කොරියන් රාමෙන් සේවරි විස්කට්. රාමෙන් සැරට සෙට් වෙන්න.
දවසම රිෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න ට්‍රේන් එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිත් එක සිත බැඳා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් දෙපේ හිත් එක බැඳේ වටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි කෙස් මාතේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom Perfumed Body Spray.
විහිළු නෙමේ. ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකෝ දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. Boss, you're the one who lifted this company to where it is today, ne? Your work is so well organized and your capability really shines through it.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
Our forests come in many forms. They can be up in the hills or down in the plains, fed by the rain or sculpted by the sun. Our forests are deeply rooted in us. They are a living inspiration.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Injection.
Well, the sky has opened up. It is pouring here at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium as St. Anthony's College is set to host St. Peter's in the Richters Trophy game here at the Dialog Schools Rugby League week number 2. Nilhan, these are the fixtures today and it is raining everywhere in the country.
Yes, starting off Anand taking on Science. That's at Anand College. First game at Anand College grounds. And then at Mount Lavinia, St. Thomas is taking on Zaira. That will be an interesting one with the weather and the wind at Mount Lavinia. And at CRNFC, St. Joseph's taking on Thurston. And up here in Nittawela, in Palekale, Trinity hosting Vidyartha. That will be a great game to watch for. And the featured game today is St. Anthony's taking on St. Peter's. And then we have at Bogambara, Sri Sumangala taking on Royal. And Mahanama taking on Dharmaraj at the Ratmalana. And at Ratmalana, windy and rain condition. That's going to be a very hard game for both teams to cope.
And this is the timeline of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. The week number 1 started last week, June 8th. And the first round will continue up to 6th July. And we'll start the second round on 14th July. And it'll end on the 10th of August. Plenty of rugby action will be brought to you from Sri Lanka's number 1 sports channel, ThePapare, covering all around the island.
Yeah, so all teams will have 9 games this season. And we'll look at the groups. Group A featured here, St. Peter's, Senanaika, Wesley Science, St. Anthony's and Anand in Group A. In Group B, we got Isipatana College, St. Thomas's, Zaira, Dharmaraja, Kingswood, Mahanama. That Group B looks a very interesting group. It could be the group of death. And in Group C, Royal, Trinity, Vidyartha, St. Joseph's, Sumangala and Thurston completed. So the top 2 teams will move to the cup segment, and the 3rd and 4th place teams will move to the plate, and the last 2 place teams will move to the ball segment.
Well, St. Peter's, Senanaika, Isipatana, St. Thomas's, Royal, Trinity, Wesley, Zahira, all the teams starting off the Dialog Schools Rugby League with a win, while Vidyartha College drew here at Nittawela against St. Joseph's, and the other teams have a second chance here to put a W behind their name in the points table. A lot at stake in the second week of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. Still a very, very long league. 2 teams from each group will make their way into the super rounds, and we will also have a plate segment this year. We didn't have it in the previous 2 years, but this year we will have it, and so yes, plenty of things to play for all these teams.
Yeah, a lot of teams who are coming new will look to be on that 4th or the 3rd place, so that they can have a secure their qualification for the next year's league. And lots to play for, a lot of games happening. And the rain is coming down here at Nittawela. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll come back with team cards and live action.
Injection.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හිටක සිට බැඳා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හිටක බැඳේ වටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
The road is yours. German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff හැම සිතක්ම පිපිදේ රස lemon රසයේ ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff Maliban lemon puff chill when lemon
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චෞමරි අක්කා.
බිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
As the pioneer in Sri Lanka's bottled water industry, American Water has set the standard for over 3 decades to help you stay hydrated wherever you may roam, to provide healthy hydration for your whole home, and to nourish your growing family. With island-wide distribution, we've reached the homes and hearts of every Sri Lankan, ensuring healthy hydration for all. For over 30 years, we've brought the Earth's bounty directly to you, wherever you are, whatever your needs.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Super Seal for waterproofing. Tokyo Super Seal. Do it right the first time.
Saratama enjoy karana party ekata go.
Night Go pocket perfume. Youth ekata go ekak.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine. Just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit. Never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus. Hi, I'm Janibidi Lishan. 2025 පාසල් රග්බි තරඟාවලියේ සෙල්ලම් කරන හැමෝටම හොඳින් සෙල්ලම් කරන්න මම සුබ පතනවා.
25 St. Peter's coming up to the hill country to face St. Anthony's for the prestigious Rector's Trophy. We are a few minutes away from kick-off. We will look at the St. Peter's team card. Janut Ratnayaka, Sithila Nimsara and Ashaq Farouk will be the front row for the Patrites, and then they experience Revon Pereira in the second row with Talisha Soiza, his partner. And looking at the third row, we have Lakindu Ranasinghe, Hasara Madhugaske and the number 8 Shenuka Pereira. The 19 combination for the Patrites, Rehan Shahid, Demit Javir. And the center combination of Pramukha Aditya and Nitushan Mantusha and Rajajion and Vihan Rusit in the wings, and in the full back Vishenka Silva. The replacements Charit Pereira, Praveen Herf, Shenal Noel, Anik Kamil, Divanka Jaratna, Jamal Wahab, Ashok Krishan, Pasan Pamudita, Shiran Pereira and Senuddin Sara.
Well, we'll quickly have a look at the Antonian lineup. They are right after a heart-breaking defeat last week here at Nittawela. And their forwards will consist of Sanit Ratnayaka, Awan Ekanayaka, Shevin Netsara, Shiran Jayatunga, Johan Kingston, Chandira Galapattige, Joshua Gunawardana and Ravindu Gregory at that number 8, the deputy skipper. And their backs will consist of their skipper Umita Disanayaka, Deshan Lenage, Inshaf Hussain, Vimukti Kodigara, Randil Pereira, Ravindu Balasurya and Kalpa Lakmina. And their reserves for the day will be Muhammad Munzil, Tushandra Sanjana, Akesh Sampat, Tarusha Karunanayaka, Netmika Lianage, Sean Emmanuel, Binu Ravitanage, Habit Ravichandran, Johan Gunawardana and Taham Pereira. Well, this is a trophy that has stayed away from St. Anthony's for 16 long years. As mentioned before, the inaugural edition was played in 2009 and St. Anthony's won that game. But since then, it has been the Bamba Brigade who have held tightly to that Rector's Trophy. So yes, St. Anthony's will be looking to break that hoodoo here at Nittawela. They have the crowd support, but have to mention St. Peter's have turned out in numbers as well.
Especially the support of St. Peter's coming up to Kandy. And they are ready to witness a cracking game. As you said, after the 2009, it was not a good season for the Patrites. And they bounced back brilliantly in 2010 to be unbeaten triple champs under Keith Gurusingh, and they regained this trophy. From there onwards, it has been that Bambalapitiya, and the last time it was 2023 under Ashen Madhugaski's team. They retained this trophy at Bambalapitiya, so it's all to play for here in Nittawela. And the weather been raining and sometimes overcast. This would become a good level for both teams, especially the Patriot forwards who've been untested in the previous game. They try to play this game at a quick tempo and move the ball fast to the corners and try to run through the defenses. They may have to look at plan B and C in this game, Kevin.
Well, the Antonians, on the other hand, had their issues in scrummage last week, and they would have gone back to the drawing board, corrected their mistakes, and they will be looking to put on a bit of a performance here at Nittawela. They were the better looking side. They were having most of the possession last week against DSC and Anayaka, created most of the opportunities, but just that final touch was not enough for them as they lost us by 7 points. Even St. Peter's, they had a slight moment of scare against Ananda early on in the game.
Yeah, the Ananda's team played patiently. They waited until the opportunities comes for them, but the Patriot backs proving they are too strong. St. Peter's, on the other hand, have made few changes. They have a new 9-10 combination of Rehan Shahid and with Jayavira, and the man of the match in the previous game, Senuddin Sara, has been moved to the bench today. So coach Sanath Martis will look to bring him as an impact player whenever he wants to bring that firepower in the Patriot backline. And the new center combination of Pramukha Aditya and Nitushan Mantusha moving from that wing position back to the center in the previous game, and Vihan Rusit and Rajadion, a new wing combination for Patrites, and Vishenka Silva coming at fullback to this game.
Well, it was expected that Kalpalakmina of St. Anthony's will start at wing right at the start of the season, but last week they've put him back to the fullback position, which he is used to, which he has done so many good things for the Antonian side, and he was brilliant last week against TS Naika, getting that try in the dying moments, giving hope for the Antonians, and a lot is expected from him and the skipper Umita Disanaika as well, marshalling the troops. And have to mention St. Anthony's bounced back really well from that defeat against Trinity College in the knockout where they went down very cheaply, but the previous week performance was much better than what they put out at the knockouts opening round.
They have regrouped brilliantly after that thumping against Trinity at CRNFC, and a lot of players to watch out for. And as you said, Kalpalakmina has to be the man, the last line of defense, and he will have a lot of defending to do in this Peter Wright outfit. And the St. Peter's forwards, not a lot used on attacking aspect too, but they were brilliant in defense in the second half at Bambalapitiya, not allowing Anand to score a try even, and that proves that attack wins you games, defense wins you championships, Kevin. So it's all important for the two defensive units to put on an A game and to clinch this Rector's Trophy.
Absolutely, and the rain has started to pour heavily here at Nittawela as the two teams are in their final team huddle before this all-important Rector's Trophy clash. Will it be the Antonians lifting the trophy after 16 long years, or will it St. Peter's who will be taking back the trophy to Bambalapitiya? A lot to be answered in the next 70 minutes or so. And the referee, Gihan Yatavara, the experienced referee Gihan Yatavara, will be the man officiating this game. Won't be an easy task for him, especially with the rain pouring down. Will be very difficult to call some of the fouls and all. But we expect for a referee of his caliber and experience will do a great job here. As Deshan Lianage is waiting with patience to get that ball from the referee Gihan Yatavara. He's having a final test with the two balls, and he has picked the oval-shaped ball, which will be kicking off proceedings. Deshan Lianage for the Antonians with the kickoff of the Rector's Trophy. Antonians looking to win it after 16 years. St. Peter's, on the other hand, looking to retain it for the 17th time. Here we are, all set and ready. It's all up to the referee Gihan Yatavara now to kick off proceedings. He starts the time on his clock. He blows the whistle, and we are off.
Straight away into the hands of Mantus, and St. Peter's clearing the ball out, and that's a beautiful clearance. Yesterday the Sri Lankan side could not clear that. Clearance issues paved for that loss against South Korea, and straight away St. Peter's doing what is expected, collecting the ball and straight away thumping it into the middle of the pitch. So ideal start for the Peter Wrights, and St. Anthony's have the first set piece of the game.
Well, wouldn't be really easy for Avan Ekanaika here. The ball will be a lot slippery. And a good line out throw early on from Avan Ekanaika, but seems like it is not so good as St. Peter's have possession back.
St. Peter's contested that line out, so hence referee Yatavara had to call that crooked throw. So Antonians may have seen what happened last week at a Bambalapitiya. The Peter Wrights did not contest, so thought of that move, but the Peter Wrights have come up with contesting the lineouts. That is going to be another big impact in this game.
Absolutely, both the teams have two tactical geniuses as their coaches. Sat Martis for St. Peter's and Salia for St. Anthony's, and St. Peter's now have broken loose from the scrum, and they are on their move. Quick passes they are from St. Peter's, still in their own half, and he has put the ball to boot, and will be another line out throw for St. Anthony's just outside of that 22-meter mark. Good start for St. Peter's, gaining that territory advantage early on in the game.
The backs proving that they got a few moves on their sleeve as Beautiful work from him with Jayavira to Mantusha, and then taking the ball back, and Jayavira kicking for territory. And now Evan Ekanayaka under pressure. First one went wrong, and now this time too he gets it correctly this time, and they form the rolling maul, but no progress. Hence skipper Disanayaka has to go for his back as Pereira looks to contest that ball as Deshan Lianage puts the boot, and good collection there by John in the corner, and keeping the ball intact. Now Shahid looking for options. He goes through, and support arrives for the Peterites. Now no scrum off, so St. Peter's will go for another carry. Good carry by Soiza. Now the Peterites are looking for options. They got Shenuk Pereira and Farouk looking for the ball, and now to Shenuk Pereira. The big man goes into contact. Now Shahid will go for his backs to Jayavira. Jayavira to Aditya. Now Aditya to Vishenka Silva. He tries to fend off that player, but good defensive work from the St. Anthony's. Now Aditya acting as Ramaff, and the Peterites set things up as Shahid will look for his forwards to continue as Revon Pereira takes the ball into contact. Now to Jayavira. Jayavira tries to put the dummy, but no movement for the Peterites. Still hanging there in the 40-meter mark. Slow progress for the Bamba Brigade. Looking to milk that penalty from St. Anthony's, but still they are holding their defense strong. Shenuka Pereira, no movement there. Now to Nimsara. Nimsara goes through one, and slow progress for the Peterites as Revon Pereira takes another carry forward. Peterites playing in that close quarter this time. Farouk in action. Slow ball out to Shahid, and this time Madhukaski looks to go on his own. Back to Soisa. Soisa standing tall in the tackle, now finally brought down. And Pereira, the big boy, goes into contact. Very experienced player playing on the third year. Now the Peterites playing that patient game, and St. Anthony's on the other side have defended well, not given away the penalty. Slow ball again from the Peterites, playing with these conditions, not playing that fancy game, but playing these pick and drives, moving into the 15 players. Now Shahid goes to the backs. We have Mantus, now Silva. Silva to Rajita Gion, tries to run in the corner, few meters away. And now no scrum half going there, and Emil Jayavira has to go into that ruck, and St. Peter's give away the penalty.
Brilliant work this is from the Antonians. I was about to say the patience of both sides will be tested given the conditions here, and St. Anthony's have done exceptionally well to turn over proceedings, and this is good from the Antonian defense. They
the replay of that Rajita Gion going in the corner, and this time Shahid was not there. That was the issue, that Jayavira had to go there, and then St. Peter's leaking that penalty.
Deshan Linagi now with a touch finder, not the most easiest of angles to get a lot of meters, and his kick takes play away outside of that 22-meter mark. St. Anthony's have the opportunity now to break loose here, to get the ball out of the danger zone, as Avan Ekanayaka has to do a good job with this defensive line out for them. And St. Peter's for a moment looked like they were going to go over to score the opening try of the game. And Avan Ekanayaka's line out throw is good, and surprisingly the Antonians have formed the rolling maul again. And they will be looking to clear the ball as soon as they can, but opting to go on their own, failing to collect Gregory there. And here's Lianagi with the clearance kick. Takes play back into the St. Peter's half.
Yeah, now Leon giving to skipper Vishenka Silva. And he goes into straight away into contact and gives the ball to his backs as Mantus goes into the Anthonian defense. Now a good running angle. Unfortunately, he slips away, but now they have overlap as the Papare make progress towards the 40-meter mark. And St. Anthony's good line speed there by the Anthonians, bringing the pressure on Shenuka Pereira, the big man for St. Peter's. Now St. Peter's line looking for options, sending it to Jan in the corner, and then good work there by Madhukaske to keep the ball, but unfortunately he was bundled into touch by the Anthonians.
Well, this is the second time that St. Peter's tried to go for that left-hand side of the ground, getting that wing into play. And one time it was turned over by the Antonians. Now they have been dragged out of touch. Awan Ekanayaka with the fourth line-out throw of the game for the Antonians. Here's a boy in support for him to wipe that ball, wipe all the water away from that oval-shaped ball. And Awan Ekanayaka now with the line-out throw sets himself up. A good line-out throw yet again. And Lianage puts the ball to good. The chase is on. No Pete Wright. Well, Vishenka Silva was there to collect the ball, and he returns the favor back again as Lianage does the same towards the other end. And brilliant. That is from Teshan Lianage, taking play back into the St. Peter's half. St. Peter's will have a line out through, but this is their first line out through. We'll have to see how they will fare with it. Not easy conditions to throw that ball in.
Yeah, that's expected with these conditions, as we see Lianage put in that kick. And a few meters forward would have given them the territory back with a line out for themselves. Now Papare setting things off as Shenuka Pereira, being the last man, has to go into contact. Now Shahid will look for a box kick, or he goes into Jaivira, and Jaivira puts a little kick and asks his centers to run. And now a ball bouncing good for the Papare as Aditya Madhushan puts the kick, but good collection there by Lakmina, and the penalty giving away. And St. Anthony's skipper taking the ball quickly as his winger Hussein for his support, but Papare still keeping him, and the Antonians move towards the 50-meter mark. Now second phase of play, Antonians not gaining any meters with that, as Disanaika will use a shorter side this time. Also good pass there by Jayavardhana to Hussein in the corner, and he's punned into touch. No, he hasn't. And now pressure on Mantusha, and he will try to run around this Antonian defense. No support intact, and puts a Hail Mary pass back to Sithila Nimsara, and Vishenka Silva and his backs has to come into that ruck. Now referee saying use it as the Papare Jaitu Ratnayaka takes the ball forward. And now Shahid will look for an exit kick from here. And good charge down by that Anthonian, keeping St. Peter's in their 22 meter, just outside the 22 meter.
Plenty of pressure was added on to that Peter's defense by the Antonians in that set play. And St. Peter's now have another line out through in just inside that 22-meter mark, and this will be a defensive line-out throw for St. Peter's. And have to mention Kalpa Lakmina did ever so well to get back and get under the ball to keep it intact, keep it with the Antonians. If not, it would have proven out to be a try for St. Peter's.
Pressure line-out, but St. Peter's securing the ball. Good throw there by Shenuka. And St. Peter's has advantage coming from the side, say the referee. And the Papare will get the penalty. Number 4 for St. Anthony's. Sharan Jayatung joining up from the side. And St. Peter's gets an early penalty. Now they will look to kick at touch and gain some meters forward.
The skipper, Vishenka Silva, finds some good meters for St. Peter's, and takes place just outside of that 50-meter mark inside of the Antonian half.
Peter Wright's opting for a full line out. And Shanuka Pereira with the throw in. He'll go to the hands of Lakinduj Ratnaik. Now St. Peter's moves forward. Now again Farooq with a big drive in, but lateral movement, not gaining any meters forward. And his partner Jayathu Ratnaik breaks through and fends off the Antonian skipper, but he hangs into Ratnaik, not allowing him to move forward. Now the Peterites look for quick ball out as Nimsar spots the gap, but too late to exploit it. Now to Jayavira to Aditya Madhushan, unfortunately slips. Is Pramukha Aditya. Play on, says the referee. Good turnover by the Antonians. This game has been a ding-dong battle between two teams. 30 minutes on, still no score. As the Antonians tries to go through the shorter side with Randhira Pereira offloading it to Kalpa Lakmina, but unfortunately the ball going into touch.
Quick thinking there from Randhira Pereira to get that ball out. Unfortunately for Kalpa Lakmina, his chip kick didn't gain any distance. St. Peter's are with another line out through. Wasn't the best of ones, but they find a way to recover from it. And the Antonians have milked the penalty here. And they're up to take it quickly. And they are on the move. Brilliant, brilliant from St. Peter's to keep that passage away as Deshan Lienage passes to Randhir. Scored a try last week. Can he score again? Yes, he can! That's the first Amana Bank try for St. Anthony's.
It's all started with that quick tap by skipper Disanaik, exploiting the Peterite defense, who were backpedaling and did not expect a quick move from the Antonians, and St. Anthony's spreading it to the corner for Randhir Pereira to go for the opening try for the Antonians, and that will be a morale boosting score for the home side.
Absolutely right, Daniel Han. Getting the opening try with the given conditions will add a lot of confidence into that Antonian lineup, and it'll be Kalpa Lakmina taking that conversion for St. Anthony's. Not the easiest of angles. Does he have the legs to add 2 more points to the Antonians? Kalpa Lakmina with the conversion, and his kick goes out wide, so the score will remain St. Anthony's 5 and St. Peter's 0. What a start we've had to this game. End-to-end stuff it has been.
Yeah, it has to be a good, fascinating 50 minutes of play, but that unexpected quick tap by skipper Disanaik for St. Anthony's reaping the benefits as a good pass from Deshan Lienage to Randhir Pereira, and unfortunately for St. Peter's, Pramukha Aditya couldn't hang on to Pereira there. So the Antonians get an early lead, 5 points to 0. And that will take St. Peter's back, and they have to regroup and come back strongly. Restart kick does not go according to plan, but goes to 10 meters. Now St. Anthony's need to do the exit correctly just after scoring a try. They can't give away a penalty. And Rivon Pereira putting up a good defensive work, and then St. Anthony's kick going full out, and St. Peter's now have a attacking line out just near the 30-meter mark. The
patience of the Peterite attack will be tested here. The line out through is good. They try to form that maul, and they have done so, and that they are driving forward. Their forwards hasn't been tested so far. in the 2 weeks. And this is their opportunity to show their prowess, and the ball has been broken loose here.
Peter Rice playing with advantage. Hence, Jayavira wanted that kick to find space. Randira Pereira bit aggressive after scoring that try. And we will hear from referee Nittawela what he has to say about this. Calling the captain straight away. Let's have a listen.
ටීම් දෙකේ කන්ට්‍රෝල් එක ඔය දෙන්න තියාගන්න ඕනේ. රයිට්? මම මැච් එක පටන් ගන්න කලින් කිව්වා ඔය දෙන්නගේ ටීම්මේට්ස්ලා ඔය දෙන්න කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්න ඕනේ. රයිට්? එතනින් එහාට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්න බැයි නම් මම මගේ ඔප්ෂන්ස් වලට යනවා. රයිට්? මම මගේ ඔප්ෂන්ස් වලට යනවා. ඔයගොල්ලන් කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගන්න ටීම් එක. යන්න.
Straight away clear instructions. You have to control your team, otherwise we could see some cards flying out. And now St. Peter's have 2 penalties to select from. They will definitely go into touch, knowing that the rolling maul is functioning perfectly for them. So St. Anthony's, just after scoring, have given away a penalty, and oh my, Vishenka Silva
captain option 22 has come.
Slightly overcooking, looking for the 5 meter there. And St. Anthony's gets a reprieve.
You wouldn't have expected it from Vishenka Silva. Out of all the men on the field, the most experienced campaigner, the top try scorer, point scorer from the previous season. And now Omita Dissanayake has the ball in his hand. He's ready to feed the ball in. Scrummage is where the Antonians have struggled in the first 2 games that they played against Trinity and Dissanayake. As Omita Dissanayake takes the ball out, puts the pass to Lianage. Lianage looks for space to put that kick in, and he gets the kick out. Play is back on the Pete right half, and Vishenka Silva will now return the favor with a kick. A good kick that is from Vishenka, and a brilliant collection there from Lianage. Straight away calling for mark.
Vishenka put that kick aiming for a 50-22, and good collection there by the Antonians. And finally St. Peter's winning that kicking battle as they get a tackle line out near the 30 meter mark. So from inside their own half, near the 30 meter mark, they come 40 meters ahead, and now with a tackle line out to go. And St. Anthony is giving away a few penalties in the line out. Needs to be careful going forward.
Nimsara with the line out throw. It is good, and they form the maul yet again. Peters are driving through. Can the Antonian defense hold on to it? They have momentarily stopped the Pete Ryder maul, and the big number 8 is now on the move.
Shenuka Pereira being a strong carrier for the Pete Rights.
No, leave it.
Ratnayaka makes another move. And now Shahid asking his forwards to continue this onslaught, as now Nimsar tries to find a gap, and now leaking a penalty. St. Peter's have a penalty intact, and now good work by Shahid going and changing the direction. But unfortunately, Farouk could not hang on to the pass. He had some space, but St. Peter's now decision-making time, kickable penalty, or will they go for the line out and ride that momentum?
Looks like they are going for that line out. They know that the Antonians are 5 points ahead. They want to at least equalize scoring. Here's that play right before St. Peter's went back to take that penalty, as Nimsar has an attacking line out throw in his hands. St. Peter's just 4-5 meters away from that try line. Well, I beg your pardon, it's Shenuka Pereira, the number 8, who will be taking the line out for St. Peter's. And the line out is not so good, but St. Peter's have given out possession to St. Anthony's. This is not what you expect, especially 5 meters away from the try line. You expect your team to score from there on to get the line out through right.
Those are basically You cannot do that. Your skipper rides on you and he takes the decision not to get the points. Let's go for the corner, knowing that you all have done brilliantly, but unfortunately for Runner Singh couldn't collect that. Hence knock forward for Peter Wright. St. Anthony's getting another chance to move out of their red zone.
Well, we were just 20 minutes when that penalty was awarded to St. Peter's, and they are just down by 5 points. Could have gone for that 3-pointer. It would have narrowed the gap, because it's a long game, and when you're chasing, you have to get all the points in offer. As Omita Disanayaka waits to collect the ball out. Deshan Lienage offs to go and pass it to Vimukti. St. Anthony's are on the move. Lienage with the kick. Finally bringing it out. Falls straight into the hands of the Peter Wright skipper.
Vishankar Silva takes his team towards the 22-meter. Now Shahid looking for the short option. No look pass from Jaivir. Not collected correctly. Backward says the referee. And now Aditya collecting the ball. Now Shahid looking for his forwards. Asking them as Ratnayaka now to Farouk. Farouk makes progress. Good clearance work by the Peter Wrights. Continuing this pick and drive option. Now Ratnayaka to help the Peter Wrights. As this crowd goes, go Peters, go slowly inching towards the 5-meter. Now the big prop Farouk combining with Shenuka Pereira. Now to Nimsara. Nimsara tries to gain some move. He's always looking for some space. Now into Ravon Pereira. He won't go down with a fight. Now Farouk continues his brilliant work in the breakdown. Peter Wrights sticking to that tried and tested method. Slowly gaining meters forward. And now again to Ashraf Farouk. These two forwards, prop forwards, been used a lot by the Peter Wrights. As Shenuka Pereira makes another big move. As he goes inches short of the try line, Shenuka Pereira. St. Anthony is making a lot of defensive work. And St. Peter's patiently waiting towards that as Pereira takes another pick and drive a few inches away. And Peter is playing with a penalty. Ball coming out. And offside says referee. And St. Anthony's will be in a spot on bother. Now
general warning එක create වෙන්නේ. මෙතනින් එහාට කාටවත් offside දෙන්න බෑ. Fringes වල තමයි issue එක තියෙන්නේ. Fringes වල ඔක්කොම ඉස්සරහා ඉන්නේ. Penalty.
So a general warning for the Antonians. Next time someone gives away the penalty, he could go into the bin. Now another decision making option. Vishenka wants a scrum, or whether they will go for the 3 points. Straight away the attacking approach, knowing that forwards have been performing well, and Silva opts for a scrum.
Well, this time he has taken the right option. Just a few meters away from the whitewash are the Peter Wrights. They have had their opportunities. They have been asking questions from the Antonian defense. And can they go over here? They have to go over, because the opportunities have been a lot.
Shenuka Pereira makes a big break. He tries to go on his own 9-inch shot. Has he grounded it? Unfortunately, decision making time. He wanted to ground the ball. But let's have a listen to what referee Nittawela go to his assistant. Ball lost forward is the call. So unfortunately, Shenuka Pereira couldn't just ground the ball, unfortunately, on the line. But overall, good passage of play by the Peter Wrights. Couldn't just finish it off the move.
The skipper Vishenka will be really disappointed on how the last two penalties went for the Peter Wrights. And at this time, the goal line dropout is not so good from Deshan Lienage. Peters with the ball in prime position. Here's Vishenka Silva going on his own. Can he do the job on his own? Seems like he can do it. That's the opening try for St. Peter's. The opening Amana Bank try for them. And it is the skipper who has rose up for the occasion.
You can't leave space for Vishenka Silva, and his pace, his speed, and the power coming to hurt Anthonians, and Anthonians were too eager with that restart there. Goal line dropout for Anthonians, and when you give a lot of space and for the pit right skipper, he won't disappoint the Bamba Brigade as he opens the scoring for the pit rights. 5-all with a kick to come here at Nittawela. And St. Peter's looking to add that extras. Has the direction but not the distance there. So 5-all, 27 minutes gone. Even Stevens here at Nittawela.
This has been a cracker of an opening half, and this is the try, the solo effort from Vishenka Silva. Deshan Lianage not clearing the ball well. Fell straight into the hands of Vishenka Silva. And with 8 minutes to go in the game, this has been an excellent opening half. 5-all. And Deshan Lianage kicks it deep. And Vishenka Silva will now look to clear the ball as well.
Get back!
And will fall straight into the hands of Kalpa Lakminan. Good collection from him. St. Anthony's on the move, heading into that half of St. Peter's. Deshan Lianage just going down in front of that Pete Wright defense. Going on to the right hand side here are the Antonians.
Setting things off. Tries to sell a dummy there. Unfortunately, then Kalpalakmina knocking things off. The pressure slowly but steadily going towards St. Anthony's. The decision making has not been the best in the last few minutes. Could have played few phases and then moved towards the line, but unfortunately quick ball out and a no-look pass from Disanayaka to Kalpalakmina, getting that knock forward. So last 6 minutes in our clock, the first half. 5-all. Center line scrum for St. Peter's. And the backs would love some good ball. And Shahid with the feeding now to Jayavira. Not good, but good collection by Amit Jayavira. He had to put on that dive. Now Shahid looks for the territorial kick, and the ball bounce. Not good for Lakmina in the last few minutes or so, but St. Peter's defense there keeping him in the half. Now the Antonians can't kick this in full. As he goes up straight into Amit Jayavira. He has Leon in the corner, but he tries to come back now into the winger. Rajasthan Dion fends off the defender and brings play into the red zone of the Antonians. Now the Pete Wright forwards will look to make some progress as Ashraf Farouk gets the ball out now to Madhugasge. And St. Peter's forwards setting things up for their backs as now leaking that penalty, and Shenuka Pereira unfortunately couldn't score. Makes his move as his partner in crime, Revon Pereira, also comes into the party. St. Peter slowly but steadily making inroads into the Anthonians try line. Now Shahid look for options with Amit Jayavira putting a cross kick, but knowing that there was a penalty, St. Peter's will go, and there could be a card coming for St. Anthony's.
Well, referee Hani Hatawara has the card out. And seems like it is the number 8, the deputy skipper, who will receive the card. Ravindu Gregory. Antonians down by 14 men, and Vishenka Silva, what does he opt to do? He's having a word with his bench. And he opts to go for the three-pointer. Smart move from the skipper. With 3.5 minutes to go in this opening half. They have the opportunity to add 3 more points on the board and increase the deficit by 8 points to 5.
Well, for the Patriots, Rajit Leon taking the kicking duties. Last game we saw Ashok Krishan taking. He has moved into the finisher's role, and now silence here at Nittawela as Rajit Leon's kick hits the right up right now. St. Peter's playing on. And the forwards continue to do what they do. Clear instructions from referee Atawara as the Patriot forwards makes their way into the 5-meter mark. Now Shahid takes a quick tap, puts a long pass, but not going into the hands of Vishenka Silva there. And Antonians tried to clear it, but then fumbles the ball. Now St. Peter's with an advantage, a knock-on advantage. Now setting things up, the Patriot forwards have played this patient game, but still not rewarded. But they are playing this game as Farooq has been a big ball carrier for the Patriots. Now his partner Januth Ratnaik brings play near the 5-meter for the Patriots. Now St. Peter's quick faces as Shahid asks his forwards with
roll away, tackle please.
Ratnaik goes into contact now, continues that move. Not in a hurry, the Patriots here. Now again Farooq goes through and Ashras Farooq scores the Amana Bank try for St. Peter's. And they take the lead first time in the game. And all the hard work done by the Patriot forwards finally getting rewarded with a try from Ashras Farooq for the Patriots.
Well, St. Peter's could have scored at least 2 more tries in this opening half, but they have found their second Amana Bank try as Farooq went under the post, and a conversion to come for St. Peter's. They could well go 7 points up to the Antonians, and that is what has happened here. The Antonian defense were asked a lot of questions from the Patriot attack. They were holding on for a while, but their decision making hasn't been the best in this opening half, which has costed them 2 tries.
St. Peter's, after conceding early, have come back strongly. Could have been 3 tries if not for the knock forward from Shenuka Pereira. 7 points lead. Time is up on our clock, but what matters is the referee's clock. As the Antonian supporters gets their voices higher, knowing that this is where they need their support as Deshan Lianage kickstarts the game back. Shenuka Pereira, who have been playing brilliantly for St. Peter's. He and his forwards, two prop forwards, has to be given a lot of credit for the Patriot comeback after trailing 5-0. And this still continues this play as Janith Ratnaik now. And Patriots have changed their scrum of Shahid goes out and Wahab comes in. And good piece of ball for the Patriots now, sending it to Jayavira to Silva looking for options, and he goes straight into contact. And a knock forward in the ruck, so unfortunately as the heavens open up here at Nittawela. St. Peter's knocks the ball and gives opportunity for St. Anthony's.
Could possibly be the final play of this opening half. 35 minutes are done as per our clock. But the ref Gihan Yatawala has continued play. And there could be few minutes remaining as Omita Disanayaka will be feeding the ball. The smartest thing to do for the Antonians will be to take play out of danger, and that's exactly what Deshan Lianage has done. St. Peter's collects the ball there, and he is on his move now, the number 14 of St. Peter's.
That's Vihan Rusit now forwards continuing their hard work. Sitila Nimsara with the ball. He's been tackled now. Jamal Bask in the forwards now to make that hits as Pereira goes into contact. Now Wahab under pressure. Play on, says the referee. The Peterites slowly making progress. They have the numbers and you shot the short aside with Emil Javira. Looking for that territorial 50-22. Has he got it? But referee says that will be Lemons. So half-time here at Nittawela. St. Anthony scored earlier on in the piece from Ranbir Pereira. And Peterites coming back strongly with tries from skipper Vishankar Silva and Ashraf Farouk. So at halftime, St. Anthony's 5, St. Peter's 12. And we'll take a short commercial break and we'll come back with highlights and second half action.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you. With you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
හරි.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක. බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
enjoy කරන්න party එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක.
චොමරි අක්කා. ජීවිත කාලේ පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Some bonds last a lifetime. Nippon Cement.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චෞමරි අක්කා.
බිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකෝ දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Boss, I got you some homemade milk toffee. Shall I bring it now? You know, no matter what others say, you are really important to us. I have never seen anyone care about the company as much as you do.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
There is a rhythm to island life, where a walk is a dance, where there is work-life flexibility, where fun is serious, and where songs rise out of the sea. The unique and amazing facets of island living inspire us.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කසිත බැන්දා ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself, so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සරවිහිතේ හික්කසිත බැන්දා ෆයිවල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හිටක බදේ වටේ
හොටල් ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Are you okay? Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Superbond for tiling. Tokyo Superbond. Do it right the first time.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චෞමරි අක්කා.
බිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
Colombo Kandy to face St. Anthony's at the Rector's Trophy. And at half-time, Peter Wrights have a 7 points lead over the home side, the Anthonian Eagles. It's been a good affair from both teams forward, especially under these conditions. As we see the first half highlights in this game, St. Peter's played few good passages of play but couldn't convert any of these passages into points in the first half. St. Anthony's was the team to open the scoring. As continue to see the highlights, was the Anthonian defense versus the Peter Wright pack, as they played brilliantly throughout the first half. And this was the first try scored by Randhira Pereira. All started with that quick tap from skipper Omita Dasanayake. St. Peter's then, after conceding, came back brilliantly into the game, especially dominated by their forwards, as Vishenka Silva opened up the scoring after collecting a goal line dropout and going past 4-5 Anthonian defenders. And then Rajita Gion brought play into the middle, and then we saw the big Ashrat Farouk with the help of Shenuka Pereira scoring for the Peter Wrights, and Rajita Leon adding that 2 points, so 12 points to 5, all to play for 7-point lead. Conditions continue to become worse as the rain continues, so this muddy affair will continue into the second half with a 7-point gap.
Well, plenty of decision-making errors have let the Antonians down in the opening half, especially that goal line dropout, which Deshan Lienage went for when their players were not ready, and that resulted in Vishenka Silva going over to score. But nevertheless, we still have 35 minutes to play, just a 7-point gap. Both teams will be looking to start off proceedings well here. St. Anthony's have seen what the Pete Wright forwards can do, and the question was whether the Pete Wright forwards can rise up to the occasion, and they certainly have, as Vishenka Silva kicks off proceedings in the second half.
St. Anthony is collecting it and goes into contact straight away as the rain continues to pour down here at Nittawela. Slightly higher as Shenuka Pereira fumbles it, knocked back, says the referee, and Vishenka Silva being tackled brilliantly as Jamal look for options as Pramukha Aditya takes the ball into contact. Now the Peter Wrights slowly making progress. The ball with them. Now the big forwards joining in the party for the Bamba Brigade. And the plan looks same as the first half. Looking to play with the forwards as referee calling that ball forward from Talish Soisa to Revon Pereira there. And finally, good piece of defensive work, reaping rewards for the Anthonians.
Excellent work that was from Vimukti Kodikar. He made that all-important tackle, and that resulted in Peter Wrights losing the ball forward. This is a scrum now for St. Anthony's inside that 40-meter mark. Omita Disanayake, the skipper. Here's Disanayake, collects the ball out of scrum, passes it to Lienage, to Lakmina. Lakmina goes for that pass into Randhir Pereira. Play still goes on. Lakmina chases it down.
Has St. Peter's taken the ball over the line? Or referee will go back to that knock forward. St. Peter's opting to intercept that pass from the Antonians. And referee Yatavara saying that the first knock on came from the Antonians. And then St. Peter's wanted to intercept it. Good passage of play by the Pete Wright scrum half, looking for that intercept. Now the first scrum for the Peter Wrights in the second half. Now Jamal sends it to Jayavira. Jayavira goes to his boot. Puts a high hanging kick and chases is good from the Papare. Vishenka Silva and Mantush making the chase for the Papare. And now Antonians inside their half, and the referee giving away a penalty as skipper Disanayaka takes a quick tap and brings play near the half mark. Now with numbers, Antonians quick ball out to Gunawardana. Gunawardana back to strike scorer Randira Pereira. Randira Pereira gets the gap but brought down inches short of the try line, and St. Peter's putting a brilliant counter-attack, but Antonians securing the ball.
Get back! Get back!
Now the Papare defense is under threat. Has Zevane Kanayaka been taken back? Good passage of play from Peters, going very low.
No, you off the feet.
Shanuka Pereira there. Now sending it to Lienege, but unfortunately Lienege couldn't collect it. Now Jamal takes a quick tap and Vishenka Silva puts the ball out in full, but number 10 for Antonians was deemed offside.
Well, this was when Randira couldn't release that ball, and Randira could have released the ball when he was running as well a lot earlier. He had a man on the outside, but he opted to go on his own. But nevertheless, now St. Peter's have a penalty, and Vishenka Silva will be looking to gain some good meters, take play back.
Yatavara wants to check Deshan Lienege. He says he's okay to go, but referee doing what's correct and asking the matchday doctor to do HIE on the pitch. And doing that concussion tests there for Deshan Lienege. Doing it by the matchday ref doctor, and he clears. So all good for Deshan Lienege to continue.
Deshan is an important component of this Antonian lineup, as Vishenka Silva will put this ball out. And his kick takes play into the Antonian half.
Offside.
Good kick. Near the 45-meter mark now for the Papare. The line out was good.
Right. Number 1. Mangwada team briefing එකේදී කිව්වා මට numbers ඕන කියලා. Number 1. Numbers කලින් කියන්න පොඩ්ඩයි මුකුත් කියන්න බෑ. Numbers කලින් කියන්න fair වෙන්න ඕනේ. නෑ කවුද කෝල් කරන්නේ? Numbers කලින් කියන්න.
Shanuka Pereira. A brilliant work by the Antonians there. But St. Peter's gains 5 meters more. And again, Shanuka now this time goes to the first spot. Not 5 has the referee has blown the whistle, and he'll have a chat with his assistant referee. Not going the 5 meters is the call.
Good break. This is for the Antonians as Omita Disanayaka takes the ball, puts the ball into boot, chips it over. But falls straight into the Papare, and St. Peter's back in the Antonian half.
That's Nittawela Mantush. Now Jaivira sending it to Silva now to Rajda Leon, and he's fumbled into touched. Few words from the Antonians also. So the game is heating up here at Nittawela. St. Peter's would like some points on the board to keep that score or distance. But the Antonians are giving up a good fight, Kevin, and so promises to be a good encounter.
Still plenty of time left in the game. Just 7 points the lead, and the line out throw from Awan Ekanayaka is good. St. Anthony's finds a way to keep possession with them. And Awan Ekanayaka now to Vimukti, to Randir, to Lakmina. Lakmina has a man on the outside. Here's Hussain. Hussain goes past one and he has been brought down. As Lakmina collects the ball out of ruck. And Awan Ekanayaka now has the ball in his hands as St. Anthony's looks to find a way to get into the Pete right half as Deshan Lienage puts the ball to wood. Nobody will chase it down.
Mijavira slips during the kick, but takes his team out of the 22-meter. St. Anthony is gaining territory with that kick. It's been the home team who have played some good rugby in these 8 minutes or so, putting the pressure on the Peterites. Been doing a lot of defensive work in the second half. Ekanayaka looking to throw in a very crucial line out. St. Peter's gets the ball through Pereira. An advantage for the Peterites also as Revon Pereira continues his run. Now Janithu Ratnaik continues to make an attack as Talisa Soisa. Now Jamal asking his forwards to continue as Nimsar tries to spark something, but he jumped into that tackle is the call. Now Disanayaka tries to get the quick tap and he does it, tries to find the Peterites. Thumping tackle there by the number 2, but good work by Antonian spreading the ball 3 against 2 and unfortunately knocks the ball over. Just had to pass it, Kevin. They had a lot of options. And the moment you need to make that correct pass, Antonians gives the ball away.
This is the second time that the Antonians have given the ball away from similar positions. That was Hussain. Should have at least tried to hold on to that ball as St. Peter's will now have a defensive scrum coming their way. This is where the Antonians will be tested. So will the Peterite defense. They have created chances, the Antonian attackers, in this second half, but they just couldn't find those final touches as the Peterite number 21, the replacement Jamal Wahab, feeds the ball in as Vishenka Silva kicks the ball out. Will be a line out throw for the Antonians just inside that 22-meter mark. Yet another opportunity for them. Awan Ekanayaka has a big task in his hands. And the Antonians have had most of the lineouts in this game compared to the Peterites. Here's Awan with the lineout through. The throw seems to be overcooked. And St. Peter's have possession back.
So the line out was continue to happen for St. Anthony's. Second line out in a row, attacking line out. But unfortunately, cannot secure it. We saw how crucial the lineouts were in that Mahanama Isipatana game. Mahanan struggled with the lineouts. They played a brilliant game against Isipatana, but unfortunately that set piece, which is crucial.
Stop.
Not went correctly for them as now St. Peter's tries to run as Vishenka Silva sends the ball to Nitushan Mantush. Now Jamal Wahab back to Emit Jaivir. Emit goes on his own. Now the forwards continue their pick and drives.
Offside, offside, number
Now the Papare milk the penalty from the Antonians. And now they make their move. Jamal Wahab collects the ball. And St. Anthony's gives away another penalty. Hands on the ground. It's on the ruck. Clear instructions from referee Atavar. Now St. Peter's from defending a line out inside the 22-meter has a penalty as Vishenka Silva puts the ball into touch, brings play near the 22-meter.
Numbers full.
Crucial lineup for the Papare. Shenuka Pereira also didn't have the correct way. 2 previous attempts and now this time also not heard the referee's whistle. Not straight is the call. Lot of things happening here at Nittawela.
Captain.
Straight away referee calling the captains.
Captain, scrum line out.
And now the Antonius keeper has the option of the line out or the scrum. And he goes to the scrum. St. Peter's and St. Anthony's, both teams have struggled in the line out aspect in the second half. St. Peter's losing 3 line outs and Antonians 2. So with this wet ball and the windy conditions have made that aspect of the game very hard to execute in this game.
Omita Disanayaka will feed the ball in. Collects it out. Gives it to Deshan Lienage to Vimukti Kodikara. Kodikara has been brought down. Line offside says the referee Kihani Adavara, quickly taken by Omita Disanayaka. He's on the move. As Ravindu Gregory collects the ball out from the ruck, and St. Anthony still inside their own half, inside that 40-meter mark. Deshan Lian again now puts the ball to boot. A high-hanging kick falls behind Vishenka Silva. Vishenka is chasing it down. Did he get a touch onto that ball? Seems like he hasn't. And this time the ball falls into the hands of Randir Pereira. He scored the first try for the Antonians. St. Anthony's now just a few meters outside of that 22-meter mark. Here's Avan Nekanayaka. Going past 1, going past 2. And Omita Disanayaka collects the ball. Deshan Lienage, Vimukti Kodikara. Brilliant tackle. And we will go back to the previous penalty. As Omita Disanayaka, does he go for the 3-pointer? Does he go for touch? He asked the bench, and he will go for 3 points. Good decision. 20 minutes to be played. Cut that deficit down, narrow the gap, and apply pressure. And Kalpa Lakmina couldn't connect the first kick, the conversion. He missed it. But this time, an easier angle, but the distance is much far away from what it was before.
And he has the wind on his back also. And St. Peter's leaking few penalties and allowing the Antonians to have a kick at points. Kalpalakmin, second kick of the game. First one went astray. And he will try to add the 3 points. He just had the 3 points, Kalpalakmina. And Anthonians cut down the deficit to 4 points.
Take the 3-pointers in a close game like this. These are the points that will matter at the end of the game. It's 12 points to 8. Still St. Peter's with the lead. But St. Anthony's have narrowed the gap as Vishenka Silva's kick wasn't the best of kicks. And St. Anthony's have possession. Omita Disanayaka to Avan Ekanayaka. Avan tries to barge through the Pete Wright defense. Deshan Linaga will now bring the kick. And his kick yet again falls back of the Pete Wright number 8. There is a chase on, but he will probably call for a mark, but instead goes and passes the ball to Vishenka Silva. St. Anthony's with the territory advantage, but still Pete Wright's with possession. This is a good passage of play for the Antonians. They can apply pressure here.
Pete Wright's inside the own red zone continues to play the patient game, trying to leak a penalty. Now Ratnayaka again. Now Jamal to Vishenka Silva. Puts the kick into touch. Few meters away from that 40-meter mark. Another line out for St. Anthony's as the wind picks up here at Nittawela. Peter Wrights have made few changes. Vihan Rushit gone out and brought in Senuddin Sar. The Sistek perfect player of the match against Anand. Will look to make an impact in this game in the wing position.
Lineouts hasn't been the best of suits for both the sides, but this time it is good. But Lakmina, I beg your pardon, there was the skipper Omita Disanayaka who knocks the ball forward, and St. Peter's have possession now. And the big forward is carrying the Antonian defense with him.
Brilliant work by Revon Pereira there. And now the try scorer, Ashraf Farouk. Now Jamal goes to Jaivir with his boot, with Rushit Leon making that run for the Peter Wrights. Now Jamal wants quick ball out. Now to Mantusa to Silva. Silva does not pass, goes into contact. Now Jamal giving quick ball out to Janut Ratnayaka.
Get back!
Now Revon Pereira. Standout play in this game, turns and gets some space, still goes Pereira, not held in the tackle, play on says referee. Now few meters away.
Get back!
Jamal wants the ball out. Now Jaivir to Vishenka Silva, he goes for his second Amana back try. St. Peter's comes back with another Amana back try to extend the lead here at Nittawela.
Just when the Antonians thought that they are back in the game, Vishenka Silva, the skipper, goes over to score his second try. He was a highest point scorer in the previous season, and he has responded well in this game as well with two tries. It's 17 points to 8 in favor of St. Peter's with a conversion to come. If this goes through, it will be 11-point lead for St. Peter's. Will be hard work for the Antonians to catch up from there onwards.
Radhitha Jayan with the kicking, curves it away, but unfortunately does not have the distance. So score will remain at 17 points. And now the Peter Wrights lead by 9 points. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Antonians opened the scoring in the second half with a penalty, and the Peter has responded with a try. So all to play for in the last 15 minutes of play.
Antonians have to respond quick here. If not, the game will run away from their hands, and this is the try. Vishenka Silva going over for the second time. Lianagi with the restart kick. Puts it deep. Collected well by the Peterite. And they return the favor with the kick. And the ball goes out of play.
Nittawela sending the ball out, and now Peterites has to put the pressure on the Antonians. From the Antonians' perspective, it's very crucial that Ekanaka gets this line out. And St. Peter's looks like not competing for this line out. Looking for that throw, as now Disanayaka sends to Lianage, to Pereira. And Antonians continue to attack with the Inshaf Hussain. Disanayaka still going for the shorter side. St. Peter's forwards putting their body on the line with defensive work, but gives away a penalty.
Off the feet.
Off feet, that happens in these muddy conditions here at Nittawela.
This time the Antonians opting to go for touch. Deshan Lianage takes play inside that 22-meter mark. St. Anthony's now have to build a solid attack here. They have to score here if they are to apply pressure on the Peterites in this final 12 minutes of the game. Not a lot of time left. They have to respond quick, the Eagles.
Very important. Ekanaka gets this line out sorted. St. Peter's have moved away from contesting the lineouts, but good pressure on the rolling maul. One says the referee. Now Disanayaka spots some space in the Peterites defense, puts the back of the hand pass, and Lianage tries to go on his own, few meters away from the try line. Now to Kalpalakmina, shows and goes, but brilliant work from the Peterites there. And referee stopping the game and asking the players to move away from the player. Spotting a head injury there. See, St. Peter's player Silva there, Vishenka Silva. And referee will having head injury assessment, and he looks not good at the moment, Kevin.
Nasty blow that was. He went straight into that ruck, got his head knocked.
Yes, referee Atavara said in that conversation that his actions was the reason for this, that the players straight away giving a blue card. That means gone for 3 weeks, Kevin. So that's not good news for the Antonians, but after the doctor's recommendation, he has to go out.
Unfortunate for the young lad. He would have wanted to complete this game, get his side over the line. But anyhow, St. Peter's have possession back as Vishenka Silva has the ball in his hands. And he will put this out.
Slowly moves away from the red zone. But that was brilliant defensive work from Vishenka Silva. The Antonians quickly need to score. Now Pereira gets the line out sorted this time around. Good collection there by Lakidurana Singh. And the Peterites continue to move ahead using this rolling maul. Antonians are backpedaling at the moment. Once says the referee, so Jamal has to go to his back, says Amit Ratna Javira spots some gap, but skipper Disanayaka for the Antonians putting on that kick. Looks like a high tackle for the Peter Wrights there. And the referee will blow for that high tackle. St. Peter's, on the other hand, will look to add another one try so that they can take that bonus point home. That will become vital when you move on to the next rounds.
This was that high tackle which came in from the skipper Omita Disanayaka as St. Peter's. Now have a line out through just outside of that 50-meter mark.
Antonians bringing some changes. Ravindra Gregory goes out. And Chandira Garpitage also goes out. Number 19, Tarusha Karuna Ratna comes in.
The line out through is good from St. Peter's, and they have formed the move all yet again. They are driving inside that 50-meter mark. The Peter Wright forwards have been brilliant, and the Antonians have had no answers whenever the Peter Wright forwards are on a surge. 8 minutes to go in this game, and has St. Anthony's turned over position? Yes, they have.
Ball is out. St. Peter's this time pounds on the loose ball. Position moving within both teams. Now the try scorer Ashraf Farouk with the ball in his hand, and he goes laterally. The muddy conditions are not paving well. Now Amit Jayavira spots the gap, wants his support to arrive. A bit too late, but now to Rajitha Jion. He goes in the corner. Brilliant work. But St. Peter's loses 10 meters in that collision there. Slowly but steadily, the forwards stamping their authority on these Antonian defense. As Janut Ratnaik standing tall in that carry. Now Jayavir for options. Yes, Mantusa breaks through one and breaks through another. Still brought. That was Vishenka Silva, skipper. And now a brilliant move by the Peter Wright forwards. Pereira. And hands as Jamal takes a quick tap. Now St. Peter's just outside, and he goes over for the Amana Bank try. And that's Amit Jayavira. Oh, wait for the confirmation. That's we'll wait for a confirmation from the try scorer, but St. Peter's scores the bonus point try. And Antonians has a long way to go if they want to come back, as Leon adds the 2 points.
Well, that should be game done and dusted for St. Peter's. And Antonians had their opportunities in the second half, but they've let it go in vain.
Number 12. Number 12.
Well, Nilhan, it is time for us to choose a Swiss stick player of the match. And there were quite a few contenders, especially in that Peter Wright forwards. But Vishenka Silva, the St. Peter's skipper, stood out. as the best player on the field with 2 tries. I believe that you would agree with me as well.
Number 3, number 3, number 8, number 3, number 8.
So the Swiss Tech perfect player of the match goes to the pit right skipper Vishenka Silva.
Sorry, number 7, number 7.
And,
number 7.
credit should also go to the forwards, especially Shenuka Pereira, Janatha Ratnayak and Ashraf Farooq. But Vishenka, when that is needed, when the time requires to stand up tall, he has made his team get those points when they needed it. 24 points to 8.
Time on.
Spirited performance this is from the Antonians, but for the second week in a row they will end up on the losing side with just 4 minutes to go in the game. And St. Peter's have shown why they are the defending champions when it mattered the most. Whenever St. Anthony's found a way to score, St. Peter's have been quick to respond. As the Antonians will now look to get that losing bonus point. They will look to score at least another 2 tries, narrow the gap by 7 points, get those losing bonus points. Won't be easy with just 3 minutes to go in the game. Here's Ekanayaka with the line out throw. Goes deep with his throw and knocks it forward, the Antonians. This has been the story throughout the day for the Antonians. Whenever they had good possession with them, they have knocked it forward or they have conceded a cheap penalty.
Yeah, that has been the case throughout this game. Antonians, when they needed it the most, unfortunately not getting it on. And news from Ratmalana is that Mahanam is leading 15 points to 5 against Dharmaraj. And Trinity thumping with that the moment, 60 points to 14. And Zaira 14 points, and St. Thomas leading it by 14. They have 28 on the board. Now St. Anthony's with the replacements players coming in, trying to make another final move at this pit right outfit. Changes the direction and spots the gap is Vandira Pereira. But St. Peter's tried to win that ball, unfortunately losing his ground. Now Lianage putting a long pass, forward pass, says referee Adavara.
Nechalla hondara giya. Cool එක යන්න. Cool එක යන්න. Cool එක යන්න ළමයි. රණ්ඩු කරන්න එපා. Cool එක යන්න. Early push.
Now scrum in favor of the Peterites.
Coach! Point! Set!
Now Jamal into Emichayavira to Vishenka Silva. Try to spark something as Senuddin Sara in the corner. He tries to run around the Antonian Johan Gunawardana there, but unfortunately finding touch.
Will be a line out through for the Antonians in these dying minutes of the game. Is there one last surge left in the Antonians to get a consolation try here? Looks like the losing bonus point is also well ahead of them, as Avan Ekanayaka with possibly the final line out throw of the game. St. Peter's have put on a stunning performance here at Nittawela. Not the most easiest of conditions, and Avan yet again overcooks his line out throw, and St. Peter's with the attack. They'll be looking to get another try here in these last minutes. Here's the replacement, and he hands the ball back to the Antonians, and he has been dragged out of touch.
Number 18.
The referee Gihan Nittawela wants to have
Captain.
a word.
There was a advantage at number 18.
What captain? Right.
Okay, Sampath.
මෙයා අතන ටැකල් එකේදී හයි ටැකල් එකක් ස්ලිප් වෙලා උඩට ආවත් right ඊට පස්සේ මෙයා එයාට නැගිටලෙද්දී එයාගේ බෙල්ලේ අත තියලා උඩට උස්සලා තමයි එන්නේ right unwanted මෙයා ඉස්සෙල්ලත් ඔය වගේම දෙයක් කරා.
And he goes into the bin. Okay, Sampath, foul play. Bit high on that tackle. The second time he has done the same thing. Now Vishenka Silva opts to go for touch, but does not find it this time around.
Touch!
The ball is touched, so everyone is on side. St. Peter's Vishenka Silva tries to make a run from the 22-meter. Time almost up in our clock. Last few seconds on referee Nittawela's clock. St. Peter's playing that patient game. This forwards put on a brilliant show, has done all the hard work throughout this game. Still continues to pile on. St. Peter's will be happy that they go home with a bonus point and the Richter's trophy. Good passage of play by Jamal Wahab, shows and goes. Now has his forwards, takes the ball back. Now the Peterites up for options as Sithilan Nimsar. Revon Pereira, Shenuka Pereira there. Now Jamal goes for the shorter side with Emid Jaivira, with Nitishan Mantusha there. Still going strong is Hasar Madugaske. Now to Revon, makes that turn and gains meters ahead. Jamal goes to his forwards now. Sends the ball to Senuddin Sara to Vishenka Silva. Vishenka Silva tries to go on his own. Tackle as St. Peter's move forward. And now Shenuka Pereira from the truck taking the ball in. He has been a big ball carrier for the Peterites.
Hands on the ground, please. Release.
Janitha Ratnayaka now to try score. Ashas Farooq barges through that Antonian defender. Now Peterite forwards quickly playing, and a penalty. Jamal takes a quick tap and shows and goes on his own, few meters away from the try line. It's accidental offside is the call. Too weak at the Peterites.
Could have been a fitting end to the game. It has been the Peterite forwards who have done most of the work for St. Peter's in this game, and they could have gone over to score another try. And St. Anthony's now have a scrum just in front of that
Final play.
whitewash.
So referee Nittawela says that this will be the final play. St. Anthony's with the push and ball goes out. They try to run from their own half, but puts the kick in. Now Vishenka Silva, one last opportunity to score a hat-trick. He goes through one and barges through and goes into contact. So that will be it. St. Peter's College retains the Rector's Trophy for the 15th year in a row, winning it in 2010 and keeping it another year in Bambalapitiya.
Statement win for the Peterites in the second week of the Dialog Schools Rugby League, winning the Rector's Trophy for yet another year. And also adding much important points to that points table. A bonus point victory away from home. This was a much closer game than the scorelines suggest. The Patrites were put into test, but they have found a way to get out of the challenges that were put in front of them. And St. Peter's beat St. Anthony's 24 points to 8. And St. Anthony's have been defeated for a second week in a row here at their own home den.
St. Peter's takes home the bonus point victory. They will have Science College coming down to Bambalapitiya. And crucial game as they win 2 in a row, and St. Anthony's unfortunately going down. Full-time confirmation. St. Anthony's 8, St. Peter's 24 as they take home the Rector's trophy back to Bambalapitiya. And after that little scare against Anand, I think the Patrites have bounced back brilliantly and back in business as usual with this victory over the Antonians. It's brilliant work from the forwards, especially for the Patrites, to put on all the pressure. Supported by the backs as we see the second half highlights coming in. It was again the Antonians who opened the scoring. They played the first 15 minutes brilliantly, putting on the pressure on the Patrites and making some progress, but no points on offer for them in the early stages. Dominated 15 minutes, but nothing to show on the scoreboard. St. Anthony's then added 3 points from the foot of Kalpalakmina. They started the first half by scoring. Same happened, but then again St. Peter's came back strong with Vishenka Silva scoring the early try. Then St. Peter's came back with a try on his own and scoring under the post and converting it also. Then the Patrites wanted to add more points on the board, but unfortunately the last move, Vishenka Silva just a few meters away going into touch, couldn't add that extra try for the Patrites. Key stats, St. Anthony's 8, 1 try and 1 penalty. For Patrites scoring that all-important 4 tries, taking the bonus point home, and 2 conversions will take that tally to 24. And Swiss Tech perfect player of the match, Vishenka Silva of St. Peter's College, clinching that perfect player of the match title in this game. And with that victory, St. Peter's gets another 6 points to the points tally, winning 2 games, winning them with bonus points. So they will face Science College in the next game next Saturday at Bambalapitiya. And we had 7 games today and 2 more happening tomorrow. The biggie at Bogambara Kingswood, who played 2 games, lost very narrowly for Royal College, and last week against St. Thomas's, hosts the Dialog School's knockout champions Isipatana College. That's happening tomorrow at 3:45. Then another important game in Group A. DSA and Nayak also win the game they played this last week against St. Anthony's, and Wesley also coming up with a victory. So that will be a crucial game happening tomorrow. That's at CRN FC. So 2 games coming up in the Dialog Schools Rugby League 2025. So with the Rector's Trophy going back to where it came from, Bambalapitiya, for another year, we conclude our production from Nittawela. For myself and Kevin Dhananjan and the technical and production team, we bid goodbye and good night everyone, and stay tuned for the games happening tomorrow.
Standby for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, the Papare.
3, 2, 1, roll.
ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to the Papare.
Welcome to the live broadcast from the Papare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
The Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence. Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
රාමෙන් පාරක් දාමුද?
මෙතන
මෙතන විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඕනෙම තැනක රාමෙන්.
හඳුන්වා දෙන මෙල්බන් ස්නැකර්ස් කොරියන් රාමෙන් සේවරි විස්කට්. රාමෙන් සැරට සෙට් වෙන්න.
දවසම රිෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න ට්‍රේන් එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක. බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද? නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Big question, right? What if you didn't have to choose just one version of yourself? What if you could explore them all? In one universe, you're building the future. In another, you're saving the planet. Or leveling up in the business world. At ESU, every class, every opportunity unlocks a new version of yourself so that you can discover the best one. Welcome to the Infinite You. Welcome to ESU.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
මේ තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
Boss, you're the one who lifted this company to where it is today, ne? Your work is so well organized and your capability really shines through it.
While you're working hard to earn your yearly bonus, save money with Commercial Bank's Power Bonus. Open an account with just 5,000 rupees and earn bonus interest every 3 months straight.
Hi, I'm Heshan Jansen. 2025 school rugby season එකට සහභාගී වෙන හැමෝටම සුබ පතනවා. All the very best.
විහිළු නෙමේ ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕන වැඩකට සුපර්.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැඩිලත් එක්ක. තමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. හැම සිතක්ම පිපිදේ. රස lemon රසයේ. ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි. Maliban lemon puff puff, lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff, Maliban lemon puff. Chill when lemon.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Hi, I'm Navin Marsinger. I'm here to wish you all the very best for the School Rugby League. So make sure to have fun and reach your potential. Enjoy.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිටක සිත බැඳා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හිටක බදේ වටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි කැස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි
සරටම එන්ජොයි කරන්න පාටි එකට ගෝ
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
Hello everyone, Shahid Zumbri here. 2025 Schools Rugby League සෙල්ලම් කරන හැමෝටම සුබ පතනවා. All the very best. Good luck.
සමදා සමහන් සමදා සුවෙන්.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
German engineered tires for Sri Lankan roads. Seat car radials. The road is yours.
දවසම refresh වෙන්න train එකට go
Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Some bonds last a lifetime. Nippon Cement.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Follow your dreams, achieve your goals. With every step, let your story unfold. In this world you will shine, just believe it's your time. Sky is the ultimate limit, never can you stop any day.
Chase your dream career with eSoft Metro Campus.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence. Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චම්මරි අක්කා.
පිත්තියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නැහැ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කින් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එක.
බයද? ඒවටත් බෙහෙත් අපි ළඟ තියෙනවා. ඉඳගන්න.
උස්වත්ත පවුලින් හඳුන්වා දෙන රස ඇබ්බැහිය චර්පි චිප්ස් රිදෙන්න දැනෙන රස.
තව ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් එකක් ගහමුද?
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පල්ලෝකේ කොත්තුමි සර විහිදේ හිටක සිට බැන්දා ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හිටක බදේ වටේ හොටල් ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.